Joining me as my guest this week, Mr. Nick Capper, who in true Nick Capper fashion is late. So I plan to just sort of start without him to make sure we go to time. But also I want people to get the full experience of Capper rocking up late to something that absolutely has a deadline. Especially when the deadline is directly affecting this room. Because I can't really blame him for this one. We've organised to do the podcast now, and it's probably meant to finish when the show starts, so it may well end up being, thanks very much, guys, good night, and then I stand up and start emceeing this gig, which probably means I'm going to have to fix these chairs, unless people are going to be sitting with this camera up there, Jaxie. Which could well be the case. So we're back for the first one of this year. And who we got? Oh, is that Abishek? Fuck yeah, man, jump in. I'm waiting for Kappa. We've got a fill-in guest until Kappa gets here, because I've got to basically start recording, because he left it. Yeah, jump in. Get the fuck in here. Kappa's, of course, set it up, so if he gets here, especially on time, we can do the full hour. And I'm not having you sit there in silence.
Hey.
We had it exactly timed for the, if we do an hour, then we finish as soon as the show finishes. Like, starts. So it's like, yeah, no worries.
Finish as soon as the show finishes.
Yeah, so he's like, yeah, I'm doing my podcast, then coming down. It finishes exactly at 6, so I'll be there. It's like, of course you will, man. Of course you will, Kappa. But it also adds. That's why I started filming early.
Oh, right. Like, just, yeah.
Man, you got to get hot on that mic. Come on.
I got to go hot on that mic.
Hot on the mic. Nice and high.
Nice and hot.
I've seen your studio set up on the...
Yeah. Are you really recording?
Yeah, man.
I can't... Okay. Because, I can't tell. Yeah, okay, but right, yeah.
See, red lights, cameras on.
Yeah, oh man,
Sorry, there's no on-air light that I go with.
I just woke up.
All right, so you just fucking want to have. You just walked into a comedy night. I've got a camera, I've got a Zoom recorder set up, and you've just asked me, "Are you recording stuff?"
Are you recording? Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, I didn't know we were recording. Yeah, that's so cool, man. Like, what's going on?
Well, I'm just like, I was trying to get fucking Capper on the show. He's like, I'm literally going to this one. I'm like, come down to this, because he has to be here. He's on the poster. It's like, all I can lock in is that he's going to be here at the start of this show.
Yeah.
But then he's also thrown in like we can just do it afterwards. I'm like, mate, you have asked to be on first.
Yeah, he's not sticking around.
There's no fucking chance you'll
way.
be until the end.
Yes.
So I'm like, I'm going to bank this early, even if I get him for fucking 20 minutes at the end.
True. How long are your episodes?
Usually go for an hour.
An hour?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. And with the whole hour with the guest, or in...
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
I'll do shit on my own if I have to.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
You know, when my mates are busy, especially the ones that live like a block away, and it's like, okay, that hurts. I just got other comedians that live like walking distance away, and when they go like, I can't be fucked, you're like, oh, that hurts. Or, as I was saying, I've got this mate Mobes who lives over in Taiwan. And he always comes back every Christmas to see his family and stuff. So me and the boys will all go down to Ballarat and we'll crash at a mate's place.
His family's here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's Australian.
Oh, right.
He's as Australian as he gets.
Yeah.
He's like 6'4", sort of like short curly hair, and just towers over everybody in Taiwan.
Right.
It's very funny. But he loves it over there. He's getting married and everything. So they come back over here for Christmas every year because... over there, it's like Christmas is whatever. The big event there is like Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
So it's like we have to be here for Chinese New Year, so we come back here for Christmas, and that's just sort of the arrangement they've got worked out. And we've done a number of podcasts on Zoom, just just getting a bit of back and forth, the Taiwan correspondent, as it were. But every year we say, and we're going to do one in person. Like, it's great. We'll be hanging out for a week. We'll have nothing to do, like, while the other boys are at work or whatever. Yeah. So we'll just be hanging out until we're doing something in the evening. And every single time, we just cannot be fucked.
Oh, because you are... What are you doing instead?
Anything and nothing. For some reason, we just end up going down there, and it's like, well, we can't do it on the first... Like, I'm there for a week. So it's like, you can't do it on the first day, because we're just here. We're hanging out. We're catching up. First couple of beers. I'm actually pretty wrecked from being on a flight. Let's just crash out for a bit. And then next night, you're like, well... It's the first proper night. Yeah. So you're getting going during the day, and then it's the next thing, and then you get into the hangover cycle where it's like, now I'm too fucked from yesterday, and now I'm too, then I'm getting drunk again for that. And it just sort of kept pushing out. And then we'd actually set up a time. I'd set the chairs out, set the camera up and everything. And he turns up and he's like, are you keen? And I'm like, I was really hoping you'd say you weren't keen. Because we were both at that, I'm at 50, you're at 50. If anybody's 51, we'll do it.
Yeah, you're going ahead.
But no one was keen enough to say 51.
Yeah.
Which just at 50 and below. And just every time we just cannot be fucked.
Yeah. That's the thing about having fun, man. Like,
that's why, it's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, you're having so much fun that this becomes a chore.
Yeah.
And most of the time, this is the fun part. You know, when you're living your day-to-day life, like just recording a podcast, talking shit is good fun. But
yeah.
Yeah,
when you're actually hanging out with your mates. And
when you're genuinely...
Especially because it's not comedy mates. Like, cause none of these guys are comedy related or anything.
Oh, right.
He's just my mate.
Yeah.
And we just have fun when we're chatting, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't have, like, content to be putting out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like he works in, like, some marketing stuff. So it's like everybody else makes the content and he pairs them up with people to sell it. That kind of nonsense. He doesn't actually need promo or anything.
He doesn't really need to sell himself for anything.
He's got content creators with far more views than I do that he can just put his own ads into if he wants to.
People who've got nothing to sell and nothing to lose have way more to like be able to share. Like they can share more without having to worry about anything to lose.
I think it's the opposite.
It's the opposite?
Yeah, because like trying to be an entertainer. You know, if we're doing entertainment stuff, you sort of always have the fallback of it's an attempt to entertain. So even if I'd pulled the crookest shit you can imagine, even if I don't stand by it later, or if I do, there's still that thing of like, I was trying to make people laugh. That's what I was going for.
Right. So
whereas him on the other end, it's like
I'm not even a comedian.
I
just really believed.
I'm just saying crook shit, and what's my boss gonna do about it? Fire you. That's what they're gonna do. Like they have actual jobs that they need to keep.
That is true, man.
I'm more of a bounce around, and I've just found one that likes me at the moment kind of place.
Yeah, I started working at a new company, and I don't want to.
What are you in?
I just do work a corporate job.
That's not specific at all. Come on.
I do coding. I'm a programmer.
Oh,
Very
nice.
stereotypical Indian job, you know. And
that's all right, man. I studied computer games. So.
Computer games.
Yeah.
You study?
Yeah.
Like study coding computer games?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So it was,
you know coding then?
Yeah. So it was like in
like Unity.
Yeah. University of Ballarat did like IT was the overall degree, but then they put like brackets computer games at the end. So you'd have more electives and things that were like rather than doing necessarily straight coding or just picking a different language for a semester as they do.
Yeah.
It was like your electives weren't game related. So it was like 3D modeling, 2D animation, those kinds of things. You could select more of the creative IT ones without it needing to be locked in.
Yeah.
So it's like you learn enough languages to make everything.
There's like so many things you can learn. There's databases, there's like actual coding, there's computer coding, there's networking.
And the worst part is the more boring it gets, the more you get paid.
Yeah.
That is
fucking
true. Nightmare.
The more you work on the legacy stuff, like legacy tools that nobody else uses, like that job's paid the most.
All right, then I can get all my stereotypes in with you here. It's like, okay, at the new company you're working at, let's say, do you have the usual Eastern European man who knows everything?
It's all Eastern European men.
Yeah. They're just like, there's always one.
Yeah.
It might not be heaps.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys fill out a lot of the numbers.
All their surnames, I'm like, you can clearly, like, these are white men, but you can tell from their surnames they're very European men.
Mm-hmm. A lot of consonants in places you wouldn't expect. Or just they've flipped something that you're going like, this looks like it's written phonetically, not as the actual name.
Yeah. You always, before doing something, you always got to check with that, as you said, Eastern European guy, and he's the one who can give the green light on it. Yeah, he's the architect.
Yes, he knows everything at the back end, and you're like, I hope we don't offend him by accident or something, because if he leaves, there's genuinely parts of the system we don't know how it works.
Yeah.
You're just like, it's that guy, please don't leave.
They pay him big money, you know.
Absolutely.
100%, because they have to, otherwise we are all fucked.
Well, our guy, Pavel, he's one of those ones where it's like, absolutely like crushes it on that kind of like back end. Like he's a logs wizard. He can just fucking glaze over and dig through that shit, and I'm like, I cannot be bothered, man. That's so much focus. He's not even shift like control F and like hunting through. He's just manual.
Dude, some of the guys you work with in IT, you can really tell that. I mean, I don't like using the word nerd, but these guys are so geeks. Nerdy. Like they think computers and they live it. Like when they're speaking. Because when we speak about comedy, we sound passionate, right? Because we love comedy. Same way, these guys like computers so much, they talk about all the different things we could be doing because they have researched so much. And I'm like,
well, you would have found this when you were studying, like,
yeah,
coding was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It's fun. You get to, when you're doing whatever you want, it's good fun. It's fun to fuck around. You're making it do something like as simple as, we made something just as our base project. It was like a Sudoku solver. Yeah. You had to make that, and then you had to change it to hex. So you had to go 3x3 to 4x4. Yeah. And just fucking around. It's like I've got a base thing I'm trying to do, and it's like just sort of do it however you want. Yeah. It's like I don't have to be sharing the code with anybody. Nobody else is interacting with it. I can just fuck notes off. Just like, who cares? Yeah. I ain't noting my code. I'm just fucking going at it. Yes. With passion. And like making games was the same thing. So we're using it. Yeah. So like, Unity was one. UDK, like the unknown. Yeah. Unreal engine. Like bits of that, because like a lot of those you just learn like C++. Yeah. Java. But that was. Some people were still touching Java when I was there. Yeah. Okay. You could easily just go, nah, fuck off. Actually, I think I used it for 2D animation. They were still using.
What's your proficiency in?
These days, support.
Yeah. Support? Yeah. Oh, you're doing support now? You're not coding anymore? No. Ah, interesting. Okay.
Well, particularly with game design, when I was studying that, as you're going along, doing your final exam, like your final sort of like assessment piece that you're doing for uni or whatever, it'll usually be like a full year project that you got to submit at the end. And you know how it just like you're not sleeping at the end? It sucks. It's all crunched in at the final bit. We've just got to get this out. Learning that that's the industry all the time, like in game design, it's like, people are just sleeping under their desks. Like the last 5 weeks of every fucking cycle, you're just absolutely getting pumped. Yeah. And you're not even making your own game.
Yeah. You're making for this company.
Nah.
It's pretty much.
I'm going to work in support, talk to fucking one person a day to fix his one problem. Yeah. And then I'll make my own game somewhere else. Just
So is it like the Chinese factories where the guy can't leave anymore? Is that what the gaming world is
I was about to say I think it's worse, but it's like, no, that's definitely worse. Gamers don't have the suicide nets just yet. But it's worse because you like in the fact of like you could leave, but you don't want to because it's still like you've been working on this thing for so long. It's like you kind of just want to get to the end, get your name on it, and like actually have something you like to put out. Because usually with those kind of big games, you'll have a studio or whatever, and you'll be stamped as employee of. Yeah. So it's like if you start putting out a couple of shit games, like with that by not doing this kind of crunch stuff, or if the like game gets pushed back on its release, then that kind of thing, that can dip in results, and then that can be tagged to you, and it's like, so it's kind of like these companies getting the actual worker bees kind of people, like, you don't want to fuck up your reputation, do you? Yeah. And they're just using that to push them along more. Right. But it's just like, any of those things, it's like, it's great fun while you're doing it for yourself, but as soon as it's a job, and it's just...
So you work for an Australian company that actually makes games?
No. These days I'm genuinely...
Just tech support.
Well, that was the good thing. Because I've the computer games thing is the bracket on the end, you can just leave that off a resume. Right. And you just apply for generalized like IT jobs. Yeah. And I found it's weird. Because when you start in IT, you start at support. That's where they bring you in, just like entry-level support, and you escalate anything that you need to go from there. I like it there. Yeah. And I always found it weird that the most junior people are the first point of contact for the customers. Oh, right. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, I've got an issue with fucking whoever. Whenever I call up this tech support line, like the newest guy is the one who I talk to every time. And so I had this discussion with my boss where I'm like, I'd much like, I think people would prefer to ring up and go, oh, it's Jeremy again, the guy who I've heard of. Like, I know who it is on the other end of this line. And if you just, if you keep getting the new one, it just looks bad. So that's how I wrangled away to stay at the easiest job while still getting a raise. Yeah. Just make your job sound more important rather than going to a more important job.
A friend of mine used to, because I've always been a programmer, but there was a senior programmer I used to work with. He said he had a better understanding of the system because he started in support. So he learned the system first, and then when he was, promoted as a coder, he was able to code the system better because he really understood it. Yeah. As opposed to someone like me who's coming in coding and learning the system at the same time. It just takes longer.
I got a similar thing with the, even one step further back than that, it's a similar thing. Because, we're learning it from support. We're fixing the, surface level problems and, possibly some of the back end, configuration stuff. Yeah. but the customer has a better idea because like we've recently moved onto a new software, but they sort of understand it because they're using it as users, whereas we've sort of got to look at it from that like admin level.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, you know, when the calls, like they'll be like, oh, the caller is doing this and it's not working. I'm like, cool. Yeah. What's that supposed to look like?
What's that supposed to look like? Yeah. So yeah, customers usually have a better understanding because they're the ones facing the problem. So they're like, this is how it's meant to work. And then
if you want to know how good a system is, listen. Like if you want to know what the problems are, listen to the people that are complaining.
Because
they will understand the system.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And people go, it is a tendency in the support position to be like fucking idiots.
I feel like comedy is similar, isn't it? Like if you just tell a joke and people are not laughing, just accept that it's not funny. That's why people are not laughing.
Is that related? Nah.
No? Okay. Maybe I was just trying to find commonality between the two, but I've
personally found there's not a great deal of crossover between
comedy
IT and comedy. Nah. You found that yourself, or are you trying to... Apart from the Eastern European guy, that's the only relatable... I feel
like the structure, again, coding, IT, the system is structure, and I feel like if your comedy has good structure, if you know how to write, because
so basically what you're saying is
it's sequence of things.
So what you're really saying is that there's autism in both communities.
Definitely. I mean, every comedian in Melbourne is autistic right now.
Of course.
I mean, 80% of the guys you just randomly pick in at least the Melbourne comedy scene, they're autistic. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it makes it funny. There's nothing wrong with autism. It makes it funny.
It's good when you've got a touch, but if you're like out from the country like I am, where it's like people don't expect it because you talk like this.
Yeah.
Like I still talk like some fucking rando, but if like
I've
played Factorio, you know, it's you done Factorio? Have you
Factorio, no.
Okay, don't do it. Games. Because you're in the susceptible group working in coding.
Yeah.
It's autism the game.
Yeah.
I can't believe you haven't heard of this. Ask your colleagues about it, but be careful.
They would know, yeah.
Yeah, have somewhere to be when you ask them so you can just bail the fuck out if you need to. But like over the Christmas break, because I've been mostly doing it with friends instead of family nonsense, it's all like any time you get two really autistic people together and they're talking about Factorio, it's so in depth.
Right.
Because
Factorio is a game.
It's a game.
What is this
game
about?
So it's the sort of isometric, sort of SimCity type setup.
Okay.
Except you're making factories on like a barren planet.
Oh, wow.
And that's it.
You're making factories just on... Okay, yeah, sure.
Sounds
fun.
Like, it's one of those, like, resource gathering and management games where it's like, I'm getting this much coal in, so I've got to power this.
Yeah.
And like this. That's all it is.
I can totally see every nerdy IT guy... It's like...
It's got to be a step beyond nerdy. You know what I mean? That's geek. That's where it gets to a proper geek. Because, like, nerds will be like, superheroes. Geeks are like... Dwarf Fortress where I'm playing a game where ones and zeros
this guy will probably have justification for every single thing he did in his Factorio setup.
Absolutely.
He will be able to like tell you
it allows you to take proper pleasure in efficiency.
Yeah.
You're being efficient and it's going well done.
Yeah.
Because, in coding, you don't get that. Yeah. You just don't get yelled at.
True. That's how I always felt, in a way, excluded from the coders community because they all talk about playing games, and I never played games. I never played computer games.
No, that's
fair. I grew up playing, just sports outside. We didn't even have a computer at home. So, because I started there, I just never had the time to get into the real gaming.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone, when they're talking about games, I'm like... I wish I had played some games too, because I feel so excluded right now.
Nah.
Do you know what I mean?
Just be confident and like.
I'll listen. Yeah, I just tell you straight away. Yeah, look, I don't play games, man. I just do this, and I just play some real. I love going out to play sports. You know, to me that's really fun.
Yeah.
Same. Athletically, you are just physically more active. You know, so it's good because our jobs already we are fucking sitting on the desk for 8 hours.
That's always been my thing. I don't mind it. I've gotten used to it.
I don't mind sitting on the desk
I've gotten used to it, but at the same thing, when I'm there and I'm like, I've got headaches and shit, I'm not asking people why.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm fully aware I've been looking at a screen for 16 hours.
Yeah.
And then went for a walk with noise-cancelling headphones on, just keeping everything fucking inside.
It's like, it's already become a part of our lives when every time we are not in front of a screen, we are constantly reminded, why are we not in front of a screen right now?
Oh, of course.
You know?
It's because my screen's in my pocket playing my music.
Imagine if comedy...
But it's okay. It's on my wrist now.
Imagine if there was a comedy simulator where you could do stand-up in front of a simulated audience and it can tell by the cleverness of your joke, the audience will laugh. The volume of laughter will be based on the cleverness of your joke.
You can already do that.
You can don't.
No. Okay, all you would need to do, literally, you can punch a joke into ChatGPT, and it will give you a gauge as to whether or not it's.
But ChatGPT, I want.
Well, you're saying an estimate.
ChatGPT is very left though. Like if you tell a real racist joke, ChatGPT will be like, haha, but that's not funny.
I'll take that.
ChatGPT will be like, I'm offended.
That's the best response, even in real life.
So
if you say something offensive, someone laughs and then says that's not right, you're like,
that's funny.
I got the laugh. That's funnier.
Okay.
That's so funny. You had dropped your morals for a second.
Right. It's just, I don't know, like stand-up
doesn't mean they don't believe their morals. It's just, I was funny enough this time.
Because stand-up is something you got to practice, right? Like, so if you can stand in front of, like, let's say you can put 50 people in the audience, and now if it's awkward, they can actually make it sound awkward in your room, and you can put headphones on and just do stand-up comedy.
I know people have done comedy in, like, VR, but even that's still real people on the other side.
Okay.
Like, have you seen it? Like, like Second Life and all that thing, where it's not so much a game, it's just like a...
Pretty
go
much
into VR, just go live a sim life or whatever the fuck it is.
Right. So people tune in, is that what you're saying? Like
people Twitch stream it, obviously. But it's
like during COVID, they were doing comedy on like Zoom calls.
Yeah, exactly.
And people were like, "This is not fun because your mics are muted." And then I just don't know. It just feels like even if there's awkwardness, I can't feel it.
Yeah.
Because we're not in a room
instead,
together.
it's just like when you anytime you've had a meeting, like a Zoom meeting or whatever, and you just ask any question and get nothing.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, all right, does anybody else have any questions on that?
Yeah.
And you've just got to hang. Like there's no, like you can't see people going, no, we're good, nothing. Like, you've just got to, half the people don't have their fucking pictures on anyway, so you're like.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess I'll move
take
on.
The silence says no, and we will move forward. I feel so bad for the guy running the meeting because it always happens.
Yeah.
And I want to say something, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to be the guy who always says something.
Well, even if I am, it's like, you've still got to wait for everybody else.
Yeah.
It's like there's 40 people in that meeting. Anything else? And I go, nah. Okay, they go, okay, anybody else? Like, you've still got to confirm.
Yes.
But like, all that comedy over Zoom stuff was... Okay, don't worry about that.
I'm so glad I didn't start comedy then, because I can't imagine what people... Like, it was a weird... Like, and Norm MacDonald, again, recorded a special just talking into a camera. Now... I feel like as an exercise, every comedian should do that. Because it doesn't get more challenging than that. You having to focus on your material and when you know there will be no response. In a way, it's good. What do you think about that?
I think that the response is 90% of what we're doing.
Comedy, yeah. True.
It's like it doesn't matter how good or bad or like written the joke is.
Mostly the response.
It's the response.
It's the response.
So
whenever there's
like
a stand-up clip,
I execute it. It could be the vibe that I've set up beforehand.
Yeah.
It's like everything comes together to be, how does this guy feel?
Because of these people, we keep building a context, a history with them throughout the show we are doing. And that's what makes it a unique experience. Because even if your jokes are going to be similar in two different gigs, the crowd will be different.
Yeah. So it's always going to be a different group of people. You can know how a joke is going to land in terms of, you know, the beats to it. Yeah. Like, but there's plenty of times, like, you know, you're doing a joke and you're like, normally it's like little laugh here, big laugh, and then a couple of ads. Yeah. But it's like, you get to that first one and it doesn't quite get the vibe that you were looking for. Yes. So then you go up to the second bit, and then like, because that, you know, it's a weird trend.
Now they are already not, they're kind of like distracted because they are like, I don't know, like, am I supposed to laugh? And then now it's your improv that you're like your improvisation skills that will help you in terms of
getting out.
How do we go from here? Like, you didn't laugh at two places where I was meant to get a laugh, so I got to do something.
Not even just when it's no laugh, but just when the laugh's different. You know what I mean? Like you expect, like you've got, let's say you got a joke that's got 3 punchlines in. Yeah. So it's more like small punchline, bigger punchline, and then a tag. If the first bit gets a much bigger laugh than you're expecting, and then you go to the bit that's the big laugh, expecting it to go even higher, and they just sort of go, and like keep it that same, even though like a bit, it can throw you off.
It can really throw you off. It can.
But really I think that bit's funnier. Why? Okay. And then like maybe the third bit does better. Like it's hard to tell even within one joke how people are going to react to it throughout. So I don't feel like doing it in front of the camera to nothing.
It's just the expectation of comedians expecting to get a laugh. That's what fucking makes us nervous on stage because we are like, we know that was meant to be a laugh there, but you didn't laugh, and I was expecting it. And now I am like slightly like, again, that's what I mean. Essentially, the journey of stand-up comedy is learning how to deal with those situations.
Yeah. Learning how to deal with shit.
Yeah, like, because material, you'll write material that are good in some rooms, the same material will be bad in another
Everybody
room.
eats shit, but we need to learn how to do it better than everybody else.
Learn how to eat shit better than every other comic, essentially.
By Abishek Mishra. That's
by
the first book.
That's the first book, Comedy 101, how to eat shit better than other comedians.
To be honest, that's a very good tip. If you could actually teach that.
Yeah.
Like, you see comedy courses and stuff, and like, you can't teach people to be funnier than they are, but you can teach them how to eat shit less.
Yes.
That's what riding a bike is, literally.
Yeah.
Comedy is...
Yeah, it's riding a bike. Just try not to fall. Like, that's
just
the first
don't
lesson.
eat shit.
Just
that's how you ride a bike.
Yeah.
What's your problem?
Yes.
Stacey, you little 5-year-old piece of shit.
Yeah.
Fucking get on the bike.
You
Don't
got
fall off.
Wheels. Yeah, like you won't fall. Just get on the bike and start riding that, you know.
But yeah, like, so I think you've got to have the reputation of Norm and everything beforehand.
Yeah.
To be able to do that.
Correct.
Like, Norm knows, like, people know what Norm is expected to say.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, the flavor of his jokes.
Yes.
Can't always necessarily pick what that cunt's going to say. With good, to his credit. I mean, but you've got to know that these are the jokes that my audience likes. I know these are going to get here. I'm going to adjust my timing, but hey, people get the full experience. Get in it.
Nick, take over, man.
We're literally filling time.
I was just filling in for you. It's all you, baby.
Hang on, before you go. Yeah. Thanks, heaps, Abishek, for filling in for Kappa. Do you want to plug anything real quick?
No.
What's your Insta? Insta or anything?
Instagram, Abishek Mishra Comedy, if you want to follow.
Done.
7:30.
Yeah.
7:30.
Yeah.
All right. So what? Half an hour is all you need.
Well, it is now. We've already been doing... Yeah, we've done half.
Oh, great.
As I said, I wanted people to get the full experience of you rocking up late.
Yeah.
Well, to your credit, you do at least look like you've been rained on.
Yeah, I have, man. I have. Fuck.
That's key to being late or something.
End. Sorry, man.
Oh, that's all right. I was thinking you wouldn't make it that long because you're first on.
Yeah. Yeah.
When the biggest name on the bill fucking decides, oh, yeah, actually, can I go first? You're not.
Well, I'm going to go do another gig. And I was going to come back.
Yeah. I'm just going to go get a pack of smokes.
No, there's another one up the road, and they said they'd squeeze me on. So I thought I would go do that one, then come back. And I was like, I haven't been drinking for like 4 or 5 days. I thought, maybe I'll have a beer with Webby. And we can
I'll hang around. I'll still be here.
But it doesn't matter. Look, you got half an hour. I was on a recent episode anyway. I mean, what else can I tell you?
Heaps. How was your Chrissy?
It was great. It was good, man. Yeah, it was awesome.
You still do family Chrissies, though?
Yeah. I love family Christmas.
That's always fun to hear from someone else.
Yeah.
No family in December.
Yeah, no family in December. Yeah, I know. I don't get you people. You know what I mean? I know. People come from. People don't have a relationship with their parents or whatever, or something like that. But still, I feel like you're in debt to them because it means so much to them. But then I guess, does it mean anything to your parents?
Probably means something to Mum, but
yeah. Well,
it's like, because if I go, it's not the same as like, I'd love to go back and do I'll go see the family at the Christmas,
Yeah.
If I go back to see family for Christmas, I'm going to make 8 fucking stops just to see everybody who's not talking to somebody. And so I'm just like...
but that's all part of it, man.
Well, I hold that off until like later in January because then there's no traffic.
Yeah.
Because going back to visit home is straight up the Hume. So anybody who's doing Christmas or New Year's like along the Murray, it's just that thing fucking
Yeah, we got
fills
there
up.
early. Got there 15th of December. Did some gigs. Fucking drank heaps. Ate what I wanted.
Whereabouts are your folks at again?
Out on the Sunshine Coast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
Bribey
spot.
Islands. Yeah, it's great, man.
And they're offshore.
No, they're actually sorry. They're at a place called Sandstone Point, which is very close. But yeah, it's good, man. But yeah, my family wears me out. We're all close, so I'm hanging out with my nana. I'm hanging out with my mum. I don't get any. I'm going to write for 2 hours a day. That did not fucking happen. Yeah. Right. But I go up to my wife's, dad's place.
At least it's nice that you're drained from showing love.
Yes.
Not just drained because I'm still working.
Yeah. And we had a family gathering and it was great. I loved it. But there's a lot of members of the family where you got to do a lot of heavy lifting.
Yep.
You got to like you got to talk to them, and and they're not like, they're not giving you anything.
Yeah.
Like, fucking give me something. You know, like, what's with these people in Queensland having great lives? Like, they just work and they go home. And they're in a paradise. They watch TV. They don't have anything interesting because they don't need any interesting shit.
See, that is the fun thing about the Chaos family. There's someone's got an interesting story.
Yeah.
Auntie Tanya nearly got into a fight at the supermarket. Let's hear about it.
If you live in the country or the city, you are constantly got your head just above water. Like, I'm in debt, I'm in traffic or something, you know. But, like, you know, yeah, you go
if you're from something coast.
Yeah, if you're from the coast, you got no problems.
No.
You don't even go to the beach. A lot of the people that live there don't even go. They're like, why?
I'm going to go to
air
the pool.
Conditioning and NRL. You know?
The concept of going to a pool that's next to the beach always blew my mind.
Yeah.
Because you just be going along and it's like right there and you're like, there's no bar in it, so that makes no sense.
Yes. Yeah. I went to a pool the other day, like near Pascoe Vale.
Yeah.
And it was cool. I thought it was going to be packed because it was like, but actually it was like an old school pool. You know where they have like the canteen with the chips and the drinks. And
yeah.
It was
like,
fucking cool. It
what
was
colour
like
were the
Pascoe
tiles?
Vale. I think it was near you, out near Pascoe Vale.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
No, usually people go, if they want me to go to the pool, they go into Brunswick.
Yeah.
Did you go on your own?
No.
No, well,
I remember my wife and her cousin and their kids.
Okay,
and,
that's a good crew to go with.
Yeah, that was a good crew.
Well, it's in Ballarat. I went on my own.
Yeah.
And the problem is it's still school holidays. So I rolled in like 11.
Yeah.
You know, it's a Sunday, bit hungover, roll in there at about 11. I get in and then I realise there is no one else that isn't here with their children.
Ah, yes.
Like, absolutely everyone there is with their kids. And there was only so long I could look like this in a pool by myself.
Yeah, dude.
Until people started, like, clocking on that I'm on my own. Like, I had to pretend some mates were coming at some point, like, looking over at it. I'm like, oh, man, they'll be here at some point.
Yeah, man. The look you're rocking at the moment is, like, you look good, but you can't do thongs.
Yes,
like,
correct.
The current look, if you have shorts and thongs on, they're like, dude, the people will start giving you money.
Yeah. It'll be worse, like, I think the only look it'll be worse was, like, when you have the, like, safety ring.
Yeah.
If I have that and I'm walking around, people are like, this guy's trying to steal a child.
I got to ask this, man. I was thinking about becoming a chain guy.
Yeah.
I love the chain.
Thank you.
I reckon it's awesome.
I got this.
How do you go into chains? How do you do that? I'd feel weird going to buy one.
I didn't buy this.
Oh, okay.
My missus bought, you know, those like squat toilet steps.
Wow,
you know, it's
this is going to be interesting.
It's literally not.
This is going to be so. Wow.
Come on, Kappa, we're on the clock. Why do we?
Squat toilet step. How does it get to this anyway?
It's not that far to be weird, but it is weird. You know the steps, like
Yeah.
you put it at the base of the toilet because apparently that's better to.
Don't tell me it came free with one of those.
It did. But I don't think it was meant to.
This does not look like a good squat thing. Oh, hang on. It comes with a free gold chain. Hell yeah, I'm in. There's some defect with it, so your knees are like right up, and you're like, well, at least I got a gold chain.
It wasn't meant to come with it.
Okay.
We just kept the box, right? Because it's, it's a big cardboard box. We've got two cats. Just leave it on the ground. And then, like, the next day, we can hear it, like, the cats have found this in the box.
Oh, wow.
So we think someone's just dropped it in there while packing it up at some point. And it was more just like, I guess I'll try that on. And then, much like when I did the mullet, and much like when I've done the mustache, I've put it on and just going, yeah, it suits me. I like it.
That's so
I'm like,
great,
this will be funny.
Man.
But it was, like, me and Tiff both tried it on. I'm like, you don't wear gold. I'll keep it.
I want to be the first.
I've played cricket in this, and it feels so boss.
I don't know if I will be the first, but I want to be one of the first straight guys with pearls. I want to rock pearls.
Ooh, I reckon it's like you'd have to check if Prince did it or somebody like that.
Yeah, Prince probably did it.
Prince probably went pearls, but I doubt he went the pearl G-string.
He's a bit ambiguous though, isn't he, Prince? I reckon he would have experimented with a couple of dudes. Maybe not actually.
Oh no!
He's probably quite homophobic.
Yeah, because there was like the
a
whole
Christian, like a Catholic.
Yeah, there was the thing with like the Michael Jackson bad video that he was meant to do, but there's the line, "Your ass is mine," and he's just like, no.
Oh really?
Yeah. Or at least that's what I vaguely heard.
Really? Goddamn. So how am I going against Abishek? Well,
we're doing pretty good. Yeah, because we've got an audience now.
Abishek's good. I haven't seen you in ages.
Adam.
I feel bad. I haven't seen you around because, like, I just haven't been around. Yeah, you know what I mean. And some guys, you feel like, Abishek.
Now he's getting dragged up on stage.
He's still going good. And Manchester, do they still make these cigarettes? Because these guys used to sponsor a motocross team. And I always wondered.
Well, as you can see, they're in a packet that isn't necessarily Australian, so I couldn't actually tell you when those were produced.
Do you reckon ciggies are back? I reckon ciggies are back.
They're doing a vinyl records.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
Old media.
Yeah, dude. Is it because I'm guessing you got a hookup?
Yeah. Well, a hookup is any tobacconist that you've not seen the name of before. You walk in, ask for imports. I went into Ballarat. This was funny. Was just looking for some chop because I'm catching up with my stoner mate, so of course we need something to roll with. And I'm like, found a place that was like tobacco accessories and grocers. So I'm like, all right, go in there. I'm like, hey, you got like import cigarettes? And she goes, yeah, and points down. And I'm like, no, I mean like not. And then I looked at the sign that was just handwritten, and it's just like straight up the prices for these fucking things. You go into a supermarket and they're like, you've got those doors up. They're like, you've got to guess what we've got.
Yes.
And then we might give it to you.
Yeah.
Whereas these guys are just like, nah, hand fucking written.
Because it's
sign.
illegal, right?
Completely.
It's completely.
Yeah.
Do you need a license to sell cigarettes? Like a tobacco license, I'm guessing.
Yeah, 100%.
And
but
then
also,
like, these ones aren't licensed.
Yeah.
There's no proof of purchase for these.
Yeah, because they're not paying tax on it. You just get it imported in.
Fuck, I want to sell cigarettes. I sold them at.
No, you don't.
I wasn't.
Haven't you heard about places just getting firebombed recently?
Yeah.
The one in my house, I was so annoyed. I finally walked down the hill, like one block down, and I find there's this like fish and chip shop that's great. The pizza joint's great. They got a hairdresser that I never got a chance to use, and then a convenience store next. They had slush puppy machine, like rotating dog and everything. They had raw papers, the good rolling papers. They had like American candy. They had an ATM, and they would sell me chop shop from around the back. I'm like, this little strip here is perfect. 2 days later, burned to the ground.
Holy shit, dude! Hey, have you what's it called? Is it a spliff or a blunt, which is in cigar paper?
That's a blunt.
That's a blunt. Have you smoked one of them before?
I've done the blunt wraps where you buy the
wrap.
big thick leaf, but I haven't done the one where people actually hollow out a cigar.
Yeah.
And load that straight in, because that's like a proper. I think that's what.
I would like to do a blunt one day. Yeah. I reckon we should do it one day.
Absolutely.
We should get the leaves. Are the leaves good? I would feel like a boss with the leaves.
It's good with like it's like when you have a nice cigar flavor just on the lips.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you have a cigarette and it's there, it's like, this is like that weird chemical tar shit. Whereas like if it's the actual leaf, you're like, this feels more decadent.
Oh wow, yeah. Because I don't think I could be bothered hollowing out the cigar.
Yeah,
I could not be bothered.
I think it's meant to be a whole thing, but also those last ages.
Yeah, right.
Like it's like a pipe. When you pack that properly, you'll be puffing away at that for hours and hours.
Wow.
A proper big ass blunt like that is meant to be an evening option.
Abishek, you might be able to help us with this. You look like a businessman. How can we? So you got these import cigarettes, right?
Yeah.
How much do they cost?
Those would have been like $20. $20
a pack.
Yeah.
For how many?
That's 25, isn't it? Yeah.
$20 for 25. And what I'm guessing, if you buy them retail at Coles or whatever,
you're looking at minimum 40.
Minimum $40. So, how can we buy those ones?
But sell them as the
sell them for $30. Not just like I'm talking outside of nightclubs. Do we get like
okay, yeah. Now I'm on board, because originally I thought that people would just go to the tobacconist, but no, we're becoming mobile. Cigarette machines.
Yeah.
We're the ATMs of cigarettes, but we move.
Yeah.
That's got legs.
Yeah.
Literally, in every sense.
Yeah.
Now I'm just deciding.
At music festivals, we go there.
That's brilliant.
Cartons of cigarettes.
That's absolutely brilliant. It's like they were not going to let you bring eckies and stuff inside, but
I'm trying to find a loophole with this. Like, sorry, this is the loophole, but I'm trying to find problems with our business. Because
I think the main problem is
cigarettes into a.
I think the main problem is it's still illegal. Like they're still illegal darts.
But I mean, how much could you get fined?
I think your biggest thing is then if you want to take enough cigarettes to sell at a music festival, They could probably just take all of the cigarettes away, and that's probably going to be hurting enough.
That's enough. Yeah.
No, I'm saying that's bad. Like,
oh, that's bad, but
yeah, because if I bought $2,000 worth of cigarettes, regardless of what I'm selling them for, if I try to get them into the festival and they're like, nah, I'm taking all those.
Start small.
With flinging darts
over
the
fence.
You
got to sell 10 packs to make $100.
Yeah.
Mm.
But, no. Here's how you do it. Music festival, you can sell those one at a time.
Yes.
I could sell a dart for $5 a pop at a music festival. Easily.
Yes.
But I reckon it's got legs. Mobile, because people have always been making the joke about, getting an app for, like, delivery cigarettes and stuff. But that just exists now.
Yeah,
You can just get Coles to bring you darts. But it's like, who's bringing you illegal darts?
Fuck yeah. Anyway, these are all
that you don't have to get onto on WhatsApp.
We need to think about.
But I think we're getting kicked.
Yeah, we're getting kicked.
In that I'm running this and I want to...
Dirty Secrets.
Hey, I've put the whole sign in the background for the whole thing. It's been great.
Australia. It is. It's one of my favourites.
It's great.
It's good. Like, where else are you going to get a crowd that, like, correctly judges how new things go? Usually people are too nice or they're too harsh, whereas Dirty Secrets is just in between. You're like, oh, yeah, that's all right. That's got legs. You know? Do we get a beer here or no? Okay, not what's not really? Do I get $1 off? I get $1 off.
All that praise singing, you can't even get a beer.
No, it doesn't matter. I'll buy one.
Yeah, Cabba's got a rider of one beer.
yeah. Well, I get $4 off or something like that. Like, not really. That's $2 to $3 off the beer. Yeah, get $1 off.
Hey, that's $1 in your pocket.
That's $1 in my pocket for cigarettes. Yeah, thanks, Webby.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Kappa.
Sorry, man. Sorry, I didn't. We can do another one sometime.
That's right. We might do a tag on at the end if I'm fucking hanging around.
Yeah. You never know. All right. See you guys.
And just the plugs at the end, pretending that Kappa is still here. So you can find him at Kappa Flapper on Instagram. You can follow myself at TechieWebby. You can also, I'm pretty sure Kappa's going to be doing shows at Adelaide Fringe and Melbourne Comedy Festival. All details on that, all details on his other podcasts and other stuff going on at nickkappa.com. And also, I'm still looking for those missing Who Dares Wins episode. My last source has actually gone dry, which I'm really not happy about. But that means that the bounty is still out there, $50 for any episode. We're still only on the original ones we have. Thanks very much, guys. We'll see you next time.